Hey, you guys, welcome back to another live video. So let me go ahead and talk. I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. Oh, this hair is a mess. I'm going to kind of be all over the place with this video. I just want to maybe answer any questions that you guys have. Um, I still get emails from you guys and stuff like that. So, more or less, I've been getting a lot of emails, people asking me how have the coronavirus affected my business and the way we operate, the way we move, and stuff like that. So, hey, what's up? What's up, Ken? How you doing? So, I want to just tap into a lot of things, and I also want to kind of piggyback on some of the stuff that I said last year, and how I feel like it's relevant in this year, which is why I kind of think the way I think and move the way I move in regards to scaling. A lot of people, I get, hi Ken, how are you? Got two Kens on here. How are you guys? So I want to go ahead and tap right into it, guys. Ricky, what's up? What's up with you, bud? How are you? How are you? Folsom, what's up? How are you? How are you? Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good, man. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully business isn't being hit too hard. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna jump right into it. I get asked all the time, at least more recent than ever. People asking me how is my business being affected with this coronavirus stuff, and it's kind of half and half. It's up and up. Um, on my last video, I was picking up more accounts, and I still have those accounts. I actually picked up accounts with the whole coronavirus and stuff because people were scared shit about it, right? But on the flip side of it, I've had some of my regular clients because of the law and what the government said that they mandate them to do. Uh, some of my clients had to temporarily close. So I just started my cleaning business in Houston and about insurance and accounts. Okay. Went into this stuff is over. Right. Okay. Um, so some of my clients they temporarily closed, so we didn't necessarily lose the contracts. But I have talked to people in and outside of my coaching that say, "Hey, Fabio, I actually literally lost contracts where they don't want the cleaning company no more. They canceling security service, canceling a lot of different vendors and different things like that, and it's affected my business." So I want to tell you guys how um, this shutdown and how I'm dealing with my employees because I want to start there because if you know me, you know I love my employees, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. For the most part, I have a nice team, and that's looking at Georgia, Ohio, and Michigan, right? For the most part, I don't have a high turnover rate. Yes, people quit. Yes, we hire new people. Yes, we fire people. That type of thing, right? It's part of business. But for the most part, my people come to work. They do what's asked of them. I have a pretty good team, I must say myself. I do meetings, like bi-weekly or twice a month to, kind of catch up on, what my employees think. Get ideas from them. How we can make the business a lot better, how we can make things a lot smoother. So I'm not too cocky to think that just because I set the stand for something that they don't have any great ideas or any great input. And I think that's where a lot of companies go wrong. But with my employees, some of the sites that I had, guys, like I said, have scaled back or they temporarily closed. We still have the contract. It's just kind of like we're on pause. Okay. That being said, I have to pull those workers from those particular contracts, right? Temporarily. And what happens there? Those workers don't have a contract to go to unless I have another contract that I can send them. Now, I do have some contracts that we still clean. Okay. I do have contracts that we still clean on a consistent basis. I've picked up dramatically on a residential side. I'm not even really big on residential cleaning. The move out for the apartments, I have a pretty sizable, you know, uh, base when it come down to the apartments. But I don't generally kind of go after those type of contracts. I like more industrial plant type settings. That's where I kind of make the big bucks. Those are generally the contracts that I go after the most. And I'm still a big fan of small to medium sized accounts. Your local dentist office, doctor's offices, chiropractors, law firms, stuff like that, right? So to hop back on topic, so those employees that I had to take off of sites that temporarily closed down due to the mandate of the government telling them that they have to close down, what do you do with those employees? They sit, right? So with my particular, because I'm really big on cash reserve, having cash on deck, as I always tell you guys, it's allowed me to still be able to pay them. So I'm still going to be able to pay them just because I care for the well-being of their families. It's not their fault that this whole corona thing, like I say, you heard my explanation of corona on the last video. I'm not going to really go into it, but it's not their fault that this corona thing has taken on a whole life of its own, right? So that being said, I don't have to, but out the goodness of my heart, I'm still going to pay my employees, right? Even though that they're off, because in my mind, I'm not really looking at this to be a long-term situation as the media is putting out. In my own mind, my own theory, I'm checking the reports, I'm reading different things. I got media alerts coming to my phone, so I'm reading on stuff, and it just doesn't do for me what it's doing for everybody else. It's not scaring me, right? I do think that it's we can make more money now. Security, cleaning companies, even security companies. For that, let's say I got a guy. He's a friend of mine. He's a security. He got a security service, and I actually brought him an account. Just recently, account that we clean, that type of thing. I suggest that he, go ahead and contact them for security. He's a pretty good friend of mine, has a security company. But like I say, I'm still going to pay my employees. I'm still going to pay my employees, even though we had to pull them from sites. They're not going to be working, but I'm not looking for this thing to be long drawn out. Whereas, because I'm thinking of it in a sense that I have cash reserves. I also have money in other avenues. I also do more than just commercial cleaning, business wise. So I'm still making revenue. This is why I tell you guys to scale slow. When a lot of people want to debate me in regards to how fast they should scale, they should. I'm all for 10x, but even Grant Cardone is going through it right now. I don't know if you guys read the reports about that, but for all my Grant Cardone fans, go check out some of his latest videos and kind of read the behind the scenes reports on Cardone Capital, and he's kind of going through it now. He's actually just downsized dramatically. He's without pay, by the way, and he's making millions of dollars, way more than me. And he let his people go just cold turkey. He shut down his advertising department, everything. His cold callers that make cold calls on his behalf, he shut down that. So that's why I tell people to slow growth is a good thing. It's a good thing. You don't always, and for people that feel like they need a 10x really fast and grow really fast, it's not always the best thing because you might not be able to handle that. Some people can grow fast and adapt to the situation and be able to handle the revenue that come with that, and then some people just can't handle it, right? So um, am I hurting business wise? I wouldn't say that I'm hurting. It's just stagnant right now, right? So I'm still making money because I have other endeavors and money and other little situations going on, right? So I diversify the money, which is what I suggest that you guys do. Get into investing. A good book to get is the Intelligent Investor book. It's really thick, but a thick book. It's a good book. Um, I will also suggest you guys read Rich Dad Poor Dad if you haven't read that, or if you have read it, go back to it and kind of brush yourself up on it and get maybe some pointers that you didn't see the first time. But like I say, guys, I think diversification of money, of revenue, not having it sit in just one area. I think too often people feel like they need to have all these top machines. Like if you don't have a carpet cleaning company, or your business, your main business is residential cleaning or commercial cleaning, there's really no reason for you to have thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment, right? Carpet cleaning equipment or extractors or buffers, waxers, whatever the case is. There's no reason for you to have that. And like I always tell people, you can always rent those things per job. Like if you have a job coming up, you can always rent those things, and those are things that you can write off for tax credit, right? Because it's business. He's using it for business. So, like I say, right now things is a bit stagnant. While I'm still getting calls, and there's some companies that still, hiring service. They still worry about the office settings and the corona and being disinfectant and things like that. I'm getting more calls from homeowners, so I would think that maybe a lot of people that have residential cleaning businesses might be able to um, pick up more clients, right? Because we got homeowners. I was just talking to a lady not too long ago that we clean her home. She wanted her home clean from top to bottom, side to side. She wanted it clean because she said she had family coming in from out of town that's just been hit hard by the coronavirus. They have to stay with her. They're going to be staying with her for a significant amount of time, right? So, and I'm assuming that it's a lot of that going on, guys. So again, like I say, guys, slow growth is a good thing, right? Scaling is always good. Every business want to scale. Of course, you don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to make the same amount. But I would say growing slow is not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. Taking your time, not rushing it, being persistent and consistent, right? You want to be persistent and consistent, but um, not rushing yourself, not worrying about how to 10x it so fast because you might not be ready for that, or you might be like Grant Cardone shutting off departments of your business. I haven't had to shut anything down or let anybody go per se or fire anybody, but he fired his whole team. Like he's really scaled back. But I thought his thing was 10xing, right? And it's book, the 10x book is a good book, but I think it's for people that's already making a significant amount of money and they want to 10x it so they have money to throw at this stuff, right? To be able to 10x it. It's not for the everyday person. If you read the book like I've read it, you kind of know you can do it, but it's going to take for people to have money to really 10x it to the level that he's talking about. So, but let me get into some of you guys' questions here. Let me see. Do you pay your employees by percentages or by the hour? I pay my employees by the hour. Can it depend? Like every company is different. I don't like to tell companies that they should pay by percentages or by per job or pay by the hour. I don't like to tell a company what they should pay or how they should go about to pay because every company is different. But however you currently paying your employees now, or subcontractors, however you're doing it, however you have it set up, I think you should continue that way, right? Now, if you're new and you're not paying, I'm an hourly type of guy, but sometimes I can see where it makes sense. Like I know people that's in my coaching and they do it just they pay once a month. I know people that pay bi-weekly and they have set fees that hey, this is what you're gonna make every 2 weeks, and then that's what they pay out, to their subcontractors or whatever the case is, or or even set up with their employees or what have you. So I don't like to kind of tell somebody what they should do. I like for you to do your research, weigh the pros and the cons. Should you pay a flat percentage or should you pay by the hour? Right? It's entirely up to you. Right? I don't like to suggest to tell people what they should do. But I will tell you what I do. I pay my people by the hour. Do you outsource payroll? Yes, I use paychecks. So the way it's working now with my people that's off, they're still gonna fill out a timesheet, right? They're gonna put their time in as if they're still working, right? So I made that available to them, so we can email the timesheet if they don't have or whatever the case is. They're still gonna fill out the time. They're gonna fax it over to us in my Toledo office. They fax it over there, so to turn the time in even though they're not working, and we still going to credit that in. And paychecks, we send that information over to paychecks, which is the company that handle my payroll service, and then paychecks just go ahead and process it and do what they need to do and take the necessary taxes out and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The cool thing about paychecks is I have a back office, so I can always log in at any time and see how much any given person, right, make adjustments and see how much any given employee that worked for me, how much they make year to date. I can check everything, how much the total taxes been taken out in Medicaid or whatever the case is, right? I can check that out in real time at any given time by logging into the back office. So that's what I love about paychecks. They offer like a back office type of formula where you can just log in and at any given time you can see how much any given employee been being paid, how much was taken out year to date in taxes or FICA, whatever the case is. So, but yeah, that's how it's going to work temporarily until I'm either able to get them at another site until their site come about. Because, like I say, right now, my clients that have shut down, they're not saying, "Well, Fabio, you can't. We don't want you guys to come back." It's just mandated that they shut down, so they have to do that. So that being said, that makes my employees have no job at this time. So I'm going to continue to pay my employees as they sit. Uh, I don't like the idea of that. I don't even like the way that sounds. But I do know that it would probably do more harm for them. I don't know what type of position they would be in if I don't pay them and still need them as a good employee sometime later, right? Because I do value what they bring to my company, right? If it's not for them, my company would not be able to work on autopilot. If it wasn't for them, my company, like the systems and different things I have in place, it would not be able to, it wouldn't be able to make my life easier without them. You got to have good employees for that to happen. If you steady having turnover rates and high turnovers, it's hard for you as a employer, as a business owner, for you to really focus on anything else because you don't have a system put together with your employees, right? So I do value my employees a lot and my subcontractors and stuff, but specifically since that's what I'm talking about on this video, I value them a lot, so I'm going to continue to pay them. Guys, go ahead and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You guys watching me, nobody's liked yet. Go ahead and get those likes up, throw those likes up. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have any questions for me? Anything that you got going on? What's that for? I finally caught you on live so I can get your intelligence. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ken. I do see your posts. I don't always get a chance to respond right away, but I do see you on the community tab and interacting with me. So I'm really grateful for you, Ken. Thank you for watching my videos and believing in me. I really appreciate it. You guys have any questions? Do third party vendor apps like Wave app? I heard of Wave. hmm I don't use them. Like I said, I use paychecks, but whatever work for your company. If you find a little app that you can use to outsource your payroll services, use it, right? I'm not saying that you have to use payroll. Type and hold on. Okay, need to type. You guys have any questions for me? Right now I'm in Flint, downtown Flint, so I have some business up this way. I got like a bed for in my hotel. I got a bed full of books and things to kind of keep me going. Everything in Flint is at a standstill, at a halt right now. So um, yeah, the only way you can go to any restaurants or anything like that if you go through a drive-through. The inside of them are closed. So yeah, it's bananas. But like I say, man, I mean, based on the way I feel about the coronavirus, so when you first started, did you mostly cold calling or door to door? Well, oh, you must be pretty new to me, Ken. Well, when I started cold calling in the beginning. I wasn't getting any traction with that. And the reason I did cold calling because it seemed like I can reach a lot of people really, really fast. So, um, and I was reaching a lot of people. It just wasn't going my way, right? They weren't allowing me to come to do any walkthroughs or anything. They were telling me that They were okay. They already had cleaners. They wasn't interested. They do it in house. Yada yada yada. So I started going door to door. Um, I don't know if you know my story, but I wanted to get a contract in the first 60 days, and I wound up getting it in the first 90 days, right? So just think if I would have quit in the first 60 days, right? I wouldn't be compelled to, I wouldn't even have this video to put out to you, right? Because I would have quit a long time ago. But anyway, I got my first contract in the first 90 days. Well, it didn't take 90 days exactly. I would say between the 60 and the 90 is when I got my first contract. Um, and that was going door to door. So once I got my first contract going door to door, I felt like, oh, okay, well, I could do this, right? Door to door. I got one contract. Maybe if I get out more, I hit enough doors, I can get another contract. So that got me excited. And then I got another contract. And then I'm like, okay, great. Then I got another contract. And I just started building that way. And then I took that. I said, well, you know what? I'm picking up contracts going door to door. Now let me hop back on the phones. No, I didn't. Not in Michigan. No, um, no soliciting license or anything like that. I just went out and hit the doors. And if it was a such thing, I wouldn't have even known that it was a such thing because, you know, um, sometimes ignorance produce, you know, the best education. Is when you don't know something and then you try something. It's when you learn something, right? But yeah, I just went door to door. Now, if I seen no soliciting on the door, I was intelligent enough to know not to go in. So what I would do on doors that said no soliciting or whatever the case is, I would write down the name of the company, the address or whatever the case is, write it down, and then when I go home, I would call. Um, to solicit that way, right? Because they don't necessarily know I've been to their doorstep and I've seen the no soliciting sign. So I would solicit over the phone or I would send them a mailing. Sometimes they would respond, sometimes they wouldn't. But that's the way I dealt with no soliciting, potential clients. So, but yeah, you guys have any more questions? Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I see you pretty new to me, Ken. Ken, I have a lot of older videos, but I would probably suggest that you watch some of my older videos because it give you, a lot of intel on what I did early on, how I got past the gatekeeper. Um, Jordan, hey, what's up, Jordan? How are you? I would suggest you watch some of the older videos to get past, like, because I explain how I got past the gatekeepers. But just to give you a short version of it, when I would go door to door, I would generally just ask them, I would let them know who I am. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial Service. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? That was literally my script, right? And that's what I would say. I didn't know what else to say. So I would just ask them, like, hey, give them my name, tell them what company I represent, ask them who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning, and then they'll put me on. They'll put me on to the person that I'm supposed to speak to. So that's how I really got past the gatekeeper. You go in, you look professional. Again, I tell a lot of people this. A lot of people don't content. I love your content. Thanks a lot. Apartment complexes for move in and move out. And we are not shut down yet. Great, Jordan. Great. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. A lot of my clients are shut down, like I said. So the ones that shut down, it's nothing that I can do about it, unfortunately, until they come back up. We still have them as a client. It's just we temporarily pause. Services temporarily pause at the time. Um, Let me see here. Thanks again, Ricky. I really appreciate you. But yeah, so that's how I handled it to get past the gatekeeper. One thing I will tell you is I'm about to get my LLC, so trying to get an idea on how to do things correctly. Oh yeah, yeah. First, just to give you a rough draft on how to do it. First, you would just register your DBA name. You can get it as a sole proprietor, or you can get it as an LLC. A lot of people think they have to get an LLC first. You don't. You can just register it as a just a regular sole proprietor. That's the way I started off because it was the cheapest way to start off, right? You register as a sole proprietor or a partner if you having a girlfriend or wife, cousin, whoever partnership, and then as the business grow or you get more money coming in, more revenue, then you bump it up to the LLC. I would generally suggest that you start with the LLC right off bat, right? Start off with the LLC, then you get your employer identification, your EIN number, which is free. Um, we're going to wear gloves, so yeah, I would suggest that you should too, Jordan. So you get your EIN number, you get that for free. Um, And then from there, once you do that, you start handling like your banking situation, right? So if you're going to bank with a regular bank or a credit union, whatever the case is, you set your banking up. And then from there, you're pretty much in business. It might be a few more things that you decide to do. But outside of that, it goes from there to the marketing aspect and try to draw a new business, right? Getting your promotional stuff, your business cards, that type of stuff together, your uniforms, if you're going to have uniforms, which I would suggest that you do. Um, but that's pretty much the gist of it. There's nothing really too fancy about it. A lot of times people make the process longer than it has to be, right? So it's just registering your DBA, getting your EIN number for tax purposes, and oh, by the way, so if you're doing it as a sole proprietor, and you're just starting where it's just you, then you don't have to get an EIN number right away, right? You can just use your social security number. But in the event you start hiring somebody, you're gonna need the EIN number, right? Because it's just like your business social security numbers. Basically, is what it is. Okay, it's a social security number for your business. Okay, so you get your LLC. Let's just say LLC because that's what I would suggest you start with. Get your LLC, get your EIN number, need an NIN number for the bank account too. Yeah, unless he has a if he's a sole proprietor, he can use his social security number with the bank if he's a sole proprietor. And yeah, you will need the EIN number for the bank because they will ask for that information. So you set up your LLC, you get your EIN number, and then you go ahead and set up the bank, get your business checking and that type of thing. Usually they start you off with some starter checks, like a box of starter checks that you're gonna pay your employees, pay some bills, whatever the case is. So I don't know if every bank do that. I know mine did. I never used them though, but they did. Um, Actually, I'm lying. In the beginning, I did use them because I didn't start off with paychecks. So um, you smart bro. Yep. So that's how it works, Ken. And then after you set it up, just start marketing, going door to door, phones, mailings, social media, all of those type of things. Still things in 2020. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, checks is still a thing. You can still buy checks for your business checking account, or they could still provide checks for your business checking account or personal checking account. So yeah, checks is still big. It's probably not as prevalent as it used to be, but it's still offered for those that want them. Um, I would imagine probably older people know, in, not to insult anyone, but maybe like the older generation, grandparents, that type of thing. They came up on a check thing, so they kind of used to writing, doing the checks the old fashioned way, that type of way, right? So, but everything now is cards, your check card, debit card, those type of things now. So, but that's how I would do it, Ken. Just to give you a short version of that. Um, do you usually give them the price on the spot? No. I'm assuming you mean when you go and do the walkthroughs. No, when you go in, even if you know what you're gonna charge, like me, I could walk in a facility and I can get an idea just about based on what they need done, how many times per week they need it clean, etc., etc. I can get an idea of just about how much I'm going to charge them. But even though I know about how much I'm going to charge them, I still want to wait till I get home and kind of break it down and really look at the numbers, look at what they need done, so I can be very direct with my numbers. Okay, um, but never quote them right on spot. Um, I wouldn't suggest that you do that. Yeah, all the time. You know, all the time. That's what I aim for when you go do your door to door. That's really what you want to do. You want them to allow you to walk through the property, as quickly as possible. What I mean, not walk through quickly, because you want to take your time on the walkthrough, but you want to get in as quickly as possible to do your walkthrough. So I would say something like, if I'm talking to the decision maker, I might say something like, well, do you have about 5 to 10 minutes? We can walk the property real quick, see what you guys need done, so I can give you a better estimate for your quote. And they'd be like, sure, just more of a matter of fact. It's just the way I handle people. So a lot of times they kind of open up to me and say, oh, sure, let's do a walkthrough. So we do a walkthrough, right? Do the walkthrough, get the ins and outs, you make notes, jot things down as you go, and then by the time you leave and get home, you really assess the information that you took down. And you go ahead and begin to prepare your estimate or prepare your quote, bid, or whatever. Or the sales calls. Yeah, sales calls, you can still get it the same way on the sales calls, Jordan. It's much harder. It's beginning to get very, very difficult by phone, but it's not impossible. So I wouldn't tell people to shut it down. I wouldn't tell you not to call. Okay. Um, I feel like right now, if you call any business right now with this whole Corona stuff, you may not reach as many people, right? You might reach more voicemails than anything, but leave a voicemail because they could check it from home. It's just no telling. It's no telling. Give it a shot. You know, I don't think I'm really, really big on voicemails, but I wouldn't turn it down. I wouldn't tell you not to do it, right? It's just I like to talk more to a person because here's my thing. Like I was telling a gentleman on one of the coaching calls, I was telling him not to leave a voicemail because if I call your phone and you don't answer and I leave you a voicemail and you know what it is, I'm trying to get in to do a walkthrough, or you feel like I'm trying to sell you some cleaning service or a cleaning product, then when I call you back, you already know who I am. So you already have your objections ready. You already know how to debunk what I'm trying to offer you, right? You already have, no, I don't need it, and because of this, or I don't need it because of that, right? Let me see commercial. Do you? Yeah, yeah. I mean, the coronavirus actually, spiked up my income. You know, um, I heard other companies, they say they lost contracts and lost revenue and different things like that. It actually helped spike mine up a bit until the government started mandating certain offices to close, right? So yeah, coronavirus special, Jordan. Yep, you could put that together. Um, Again, like I say on the other video, coronavirus is just a common cold, to be honest, that's just spiked up to be something major. I mean, for all I know, anybody and everybody around you can have the coronavirus. It's just like flu-like symptoms. It's just like the common cold. It just has a fancy name on top of it, right? So everybody's beat up. You see them walking around with the face mask. You should do that with the common cold because you catch it the same way. It's airborne. It's per contact when you touch something that's been affected with the flu-like symptoms or cold-like symptoms, right? It's the same. It's the same thing, right? So you should wear the face mask through flu season, right? Through when it's cold season, through the shift of climate change or whatever the case is, right? So it's the same thing, but since they want to put a name on it and it's used, so I can. Um, well, Jordan, I mean, you say forced to close. No, I don't think your company as a cleaning company should be. You won't be forced to close. Now it might be harder for you to get contracts due to the fact that if you walk to the property, that it might be difficult for you to reach the decision maker. My apologies, I had to get off. Had an emergency. I was asking. Okay, I see you can. One second, let me finish up on Jordan here. It might be harder for you to reach the decision makers. Right now, guys, if you ask me where is the money in the with the marketplace being what it is today, I would probably tell you residential. Do residential. Even though it might be a one and done, or they might keep you for like a weekly basis right now, but people are really, really tripping out, especially homeowners are really, really tripping out about the sanitation of their home. They really bugged out. So they're asking for, real deep cleans from top to bottom, real deep cleans. People, wanting their basements. I don't know where some of you guys are in the country, but out here in Michigan, they have basements, right? Um, they wanted their basements clean. They wanted the garage clean out. Like, you can really, really maximize the money with this whole coronavirus. Like I say, to me, it's a big press publicity campaign anyway. So you might as well use it to your advantage as a commercial cleaner. But I would suggest that a lot of you guys go for you guys because some people they're not residential type of people. They say, well, you know what, Fabio, I'm not gonna do residential. I don't like residential. I'm strictly commercial, and that's cool too. But for my residential heads, it's a lot of money to be made in that. That part of my business has spiked up dramatically, and I'm not really big on residential myself. I don't generally target residential clients, right? Most of my clients are commercial on the commercial side. But even with commercial business, before some companies was mandated to close down, I was picking up new contracts because people are like, yeah, yeah, we definitely need sanitation. We definitely need to be, top to bottom deep clean. We really need it, right? So I was picking up contracts like hand over fist, and I still think that you can. Some clinics and some, medical facilities, some companies are still open. They just shorten the hours. So as long as you can get in and talk to somebody and make them feel comfortable about hiring you, due to this coronavirus stuff, I think it's money to be made. Like I say, some companies just shorten the hours. It's a half a day. They may not stay open 8 hours like they used to, or whatever. They might cut it down to 5 hours. All you need to do is get in and talk to a decision maker. Okay. Let me go to Ken real quick. I see your other comment, Jordan. Let me see, Ken. Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea to start now, and you might be able to negotiate a lot better. Like insurance and different things like that, because again, obviously, people aren't trying to spend as much now, right? Because of this whole coronavirus, so people trying to hold on to more money, because they're trying to use it for other things, or they're just trying to reserve a lot better. Um, I think now is the perfect time to start a commercial cleaning business, or to even investing. Like I got investments, the market. I got some stocks invested. I'm investing in some stocks, and when I check the percentages and I check the stocks, you see where the stocks drop. That just let me know that the stocks is on sale. So when stocks come down, people think like, oh, I need to sell, I need to sell. No, for me, that means I need to buy more because eventually the stock is going to go right back up, right? Just it's you basing it on the trends, right? So eventually the stock. So if you can get a stock, let's I don't know, let's take Sam's Club or Costco's or whatever the case is, and you invest in Costco's, hypothetically speaking, and it's a drop, you can get it at a very low dollar amount, then I will buy as much as I could possibly buy because eventually that Costco stock is going to go back up. So I look at when the stocks drop, I look at it like it's on a discount right now. It's on a same thing with properties. You know, A lot of people are moving across country. They're selling their homes. They're moving to other states. I mean, I done read a lot of different things. I had a lot of different media alerts come to my phone. I'm like, wow, people is really tripped out about this coronavirus stuff, right? So you can even buy homes for penny on a dollar, right? And I mean, good homes where people would typically make a profit on, and they're willing to let it go for a loss because they want to move somewhere else. So it might be a good investment property to get into. So I don't mean to divert the conversation, guys. Most of the people that watch for for the commercial cleaning, but I'm just kind of giving you guys some ideas on how to diversify. I will look into other investments too, because again, when you have all your money in one, so let's say all your money is tied up in commercial cleaning, then if the market go one way or another, and then your company start losing money, then you won't be able to do what I'm currently doing now, even with my employees. I'm still going to pay my employees, even though we had to pull them from sites. I'm still going to pay my employees what they would continue to get paid, like what they would get paid working for me. We're still going to allow them to be paid because I understand they have families, they have bills, they have things that they have to take care of too. So even though Corona is not my fault, Corona is not their fault either. So I'm still gonna continue to pay. Simple Green, yeah. Yes, I would recommend Simple Green. Get as much of it as you can, matter of fact. Let me see. I mean, if the movie theater is forced to close, can we legally go in? If they say it's okay, um, if they let you in, you mean if you have access to it, can you go in? Um, that would be up to you and your decision maker, your contact person. So you mean like if it's legally closed, if they mandated by the state or by the government for them to close the movie theater, even though you have this account, can you go on this account and still clean? Um, if you have the key to the building, I wouldn't just go in. I would make sure that you get a special okay from the decision maker, right? Get a special okay from the decision maker that it's okay to go in there and clean, right? But you have to let them know that you definitely billing them for it, right? So the money doesn't the even though their money might not stop, your money have to keep going. You still want to be able to bill them. So you want to make sure that that's okay before you just walk in and do it. I guess that's what I would suggest. Just get a special okay from your contact person. If they say no, hold off or whatever the case is, at least opposed to just going right over there and just doing it, right? And I would only say that because it's mandated by, let's say, the state or whatever the government that they have to close it down, right? So I would just double check with your contact person. Um, that's the way I would do it. To you know, yeah, Simply Green. Yeah, I do charge a premium. I hike the prices up dramatically for the Corona. It's like the supply and demand. When the oil prices is up, gas is up. Oil prices is down, gas is down. It's the supply and demand, right? So it's a demand for cleaning companies. At least I feel that way. It's a demand, especially when you're cleaning homes. It's a demand for cleaning companies right now, right? So you're able to charge premiums, and they will pay it. They will pay it. Um, I can't give you percentages. I don't even know. But I marked a lot, especially new business, not current business, but new business. I marked up, dramatically due to the corona, and that's because people are going to buy off of fear and not based on what they know. Like if they did research about the coronavirus, they'll see that it's really have the same symptoms as a common cold, right? Um, I really don't know why America is making it be because you, myself, Everybody on this life could have came in contact with coronavirus or have coronavirus. It might not show any symptoms in it. It could be in you right now. And you can have the sniffles, right? You can have the the headaches, the same thing that like a cold would give you. You can have allergic type feelings, within yourself, with your body or whatever, where your allergies then kicked in, right? It could be in multiple things. A lot of us could have came in contact with coronavirus and not even know that we have it, right? Because it gives you the same type of symptoms of a cold. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people are tripped out about it. Um, sure that what kind of protective gear do you wear? Yep, yep. Like the spray suits, those whole the white get up, the little white mask, that type of thing. I invested in it, but my people, to be honest, they don't wear it. But I do have it available. They just I had some people put on those white like suits, with the little kind of little booby things you put over your shoes and that type of thing. They might do that for the sake, but wearing those big like plastic suits, a lot of people don't like wearing it, so I don't force them and tell them to wear it. So they just a lot of times people just use regular face masks, that you hook behind the ears, that type of thing. Maybe goggles, um, and they go in with their latex gloves and they just get the cleaning that way. So, um, but I mean, whatever preventative measures you want to take, I would suggest that you take that with your company. You don't want to say, well, 5 year don't do this, so I'm not going to do that. And a lot of people do that. If I don't do something, they're like, well, if he don't do it, I'm not going to do it, right? Take extra precaution. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. You guys have any more questions for me before I bring it home? I did want to just you know, come with the video, to talk to you guys, because like I said, I get a lot of emails. People say, hey, their employees is walking away, subcontractors that they have is walking away. Fabio, what can I do? And in this type of situation, it's really nothing you can do. There's actually people that's leaving tech companies and they're going over to whole new industries, right? That they never even worked in. And that's because things has been downsized, right? So if there was ever a time to start a cleaning business, I would suggest that now would be that time. Now would definitely be that time you can make money. What are you doing the business during this downtime? Any suggestions? Um, well, I'm an avid reader. I got right now I'm in Flint, Michigan. Um, so it's like just north of Detroit, right? So um, and I'm here on business. I have contracts out here, so there's a few things that I have to take a look at this week in Flint, business wise, contract wise. So I'm up here, but in my downtime, reading books, motivational audios, audio books, that type of thing. Um, I just want to consume as much knowledge as possible. So that's what I would probably suggest that you do. Um, if you say, no, Fabio, just something that's fun, whatever, since we had a lock in type of situation where, they want you to stay home, I don't know, maybe play Uno, play board games with the kids, with the family. Um, I would probably suggest you stay in as much as possible. Seeing that everything is literally closing down anyway or have short hours, right? I would probably suggest that you just kind of make the best do at home. Have a lot of water for sure. This would definitely be a time you would want to drink a lot of water. I don't know, man. It's almost like Christmas all over again. Just family times, family movies, popcorn and nachos. You know, I guess hot dogs or sausage if you guys eat that type of thing. What about in your business? What you mean? What about in my business? Like specifically, what do you mean when you say that? What about in your business? My business is still going, right? I just have several contracts or mini contracts, I should say, that's on a temporary shutdown due to it's mandated by the government that they shut down. So they have to shut down, right? But it's still my contract when everything is released. Oh yeah, scaling. I'm still moving the same way. I'm still moving the same way. I'm still looking for contracts. In out of my Toledo office, I still have people doing like lead gen calls and still making calls for me. I'm just relentless behind it. I just feel like you can't scare me enough to make me not want to still look for new business, right? So the only problem that I had, I guess, is with the people that was mandated to close down Jordan, where I had to pull my employees from those particular sites, and now those people are just sitting. So I still have workers that actually go to work, right? We actually still it's still operation, especially in a lot of like my plants, my production uh, plants. You know that they run in assembly lines and run in different lines and different things like that. A lot of them are still up. A lot of hours are shut down. And not hours, but a lot of the hours has been cut down, I should say. So we have to move a lot different because the hours is cut down. But we still billing them, So we still gonna be looking to get those checks on the first, right? So yeah, you still can make money, and then even with law firms, again, like I say, um, even if you want to call before you go, you have to be. So to recap, Simple Green is sufficient for coronavirus. Yeah, definitely. Simple Green is a great product if you can find it. That's one of the products that's hard to find right now. You know, you can get it at a Lowe's. I've seen it at a Lowe's, Home Depot. Um, um, where else? Walmart. I've seen it there. You can order it offline. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I just wanted to tap in with you guys. Like I said, right now I'm in Flint. Got some exciting things going this week, so I'm definitely staying busy. Just to recap, make sure you just diversify your money, you guys. So don't have all your money in one. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I love you. I love you, Jordan. Um, you diversify your money. Make sure you have money spread out, guys. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Because when there's something that happens like the coronavirus, it puts your business at a very, very uh, detrimental stage where you can't think right. You trying to think what move should I make next, opposed to when you have your money spread it out and you have investments and this and that, or you have this side hustle going. That's why I tell a lot of people don't quit their jobs when they start their commercial cleaning business up, right? Should there be a disclaimer about contracting the for your new contracts? What do you mean? Should there be a disclaimer? Should there be a disclaimer about contracting the coronavirus in your new contracts? Um, no, because I mean everybody knows about the coronavirus, right? It's a global situation right now. So, if some, I'm assuming you mean with your employees. I'm assuming. Like, what do you mean when you say disclaimer? Are you talking about like new hires? Are you talking about uh, a disclaimer from the client? like a window disclosure or something. Oh, not to be held liable. Um, I mean, if you want to draw up something, have your lawyers put together something as just an extra precaution for you. I wouldn't be against that, but everybody knows about this now. The most that I could say is definitely stay washing your hands, stay taking care of yourself, right? Drinking a lot of water, right? Stay doing the same thing that you would do, for a cold. Use latex gloves, that type of thing, and train your people to do that. Train your employees to do that too. So that's pretty much, how I look at it. I don't feel like you have to have any special agreements drawn up or anything like that. I think everybody pretty much got a good grab on what coronavirus is, now. Spray the air with Lysol. Yeah, on the way out, yeah, you can do that. Lysol everything now, that type of thing. Yeah, you can do that. Um, but I probably wouldn't go the extra mile for any like liability contracts or anything of that sort. Me personally, and that's just because everybody knows. So when you go out looking for these new contracts, you know what the possibilities is, right? You don't know if this building has the coronavirus in it, right, or employees have it, or whatever the case is. So you just take massive precaution when going into it, right? You be masked up, latex gloves. You just, the same thing, same get up. Because, like I say, it has the flu-like symptoms, the cold-like symptoms already. So if you have a regular basic cold, and I'm around you, Ricky, and you sneeze, and it's airborne, the likelihood of me catching your cold is it almost 100%, right? Or you got the sniffles, and I'm around you, right? And we touching and we high fiving and different things like this. We're not sanitizing, and so it's the same way with the coronavirus. So someone had the coronavirus, they touch, the desk, or they touch this, and you don't have gloves on, and you touch that spot that is infected, then there's a likelihood that you can catch that cold. It's a cold to me, right? They with a fancy name, you can catch that cold, right? So it's the same thing. Just take extra precaution, but that's what I would tell you. Just keep your immune system strong. Hopefully, you got a strong immune system. Get your vitamin D, your vitamin C. Get your vitamins in there, and nutrition. Yeah, pneumonia on steroids. Um, but even with pneumonia, it's a stage process, right? You get a cold, the flu, and then the pneumonia, when you don't take care of your simple cold, and then it graduates to, or you caught the flu and you don't take care of the flu, you don't get yourself situated, now is gravitated to pneumonia. Now you went from the flu to pneumonia because you didn't take care of yourself or do the necessary things that you had to do to get rid of the flu, so it graduated to having pneumonia, right? So pneumonia is the worst stage. That's what caused you to get hospitalized. You're in. I'm not saying you can't be hospitalized for the flu. Some people do, right? But you want to, take care of yourself. For your vegetables, your fruits, your oranges, your citrus fruits. That help more for the uh, um, immune system, right? Your vitamin C, orange juice, that type of thing. So you just want to tighten up on your immune system, drink plenty of water, that type of thing. If you got a good multivitamin, take a good multivitamin. Um, Wash your hands, sanitize your hands, hand sanitizer if you have it, right? Wash your hands regularly. Um, Wear your little face mask if you that type. If it's really irking you and you really, want to kind of keep yourself together, then you just take those precautions. And even in different homes and different buildings that you may clean. Okay. That's the best way that I could put it for you guys, not to scare you guys, because that's not American and done. Well, the media then done that enough, right? So, um, They say the numbers keep rising. Well, I guess the numbers will rise. I mean, it's a cold. It's like cold-like symptoms. It's a cold, across the board, right? So I don't get it, but it is what it is. Like I say, it doesn't do for me what it's doing for other people. I do pay attention to it, and I'm not taking it lightly. I'm not saying that you guys should take it lightly, but what I do hate though is I don't know if I told you guys, but I was due to move back to Toronto next month, April 25th. I was due to leave. I don't think I have talked to you guys about it, but I was due to leave the country and move back to Canada April 20th, April 25th. So I'm talking to immigration lawyer, and then boom, I get hit yesterday. Was it yesterday? What's today? Sunday. Yesterday, I get hit with the email. I followed it up with the phone call with my immigration lawyer, and boom. So Canada is shut down. So I'm not able to go back home on time. So they're talking about the earliest is like August 15th. Um, so I have to weigh it out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna stay productive. Um, I think it's Shamir. Let me see here. How do you think this would affect the cleaning industry? To be honest, I think after this, I think more people are going to be prone to hire cleaning companies after this. Because even after the government say, okay, great, everything is okay, because that's really what people was waiting for. When businesses are starting back up, and churches and gatherings, and you can congregate around each other, and they say, okay, everything is great, business is back in motion. I do think the economy is going to shoot up. I don't think the economy necessarily took a hit. I think the economy is more of a scary hit, but it's kind of weird, but I don't think the economy has been affected as much. It's just stopping production. It's stopping um, profits, that type of thing, right? Because you're closed, you can't move the way you want to move. But I do think that more companies or more residential homeowners are going to start hiring cleaning companies more after the smoke clear and this is all said and done, Shamir. Watch what I say. I'm willing to gamble that I'm right. Right? They're going to be more open to hiring a company, whereas before they might have told you, well, hey, how's it going, Mia? Whereas before they might have told you that, we're just going to do it in house and this and this and that. Those in house people are going to be more prone probably to hire a new cleaning company to, help them keep everything up to date and up to speed, so to speak. Hopefully the summer will kill it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm hoping that everything is done before the summer. Oh yeah, question. What's your question? Hope everyone is well. For sure, for sure. What up, DJ? Yeah, yeah. That's what's gonna happen, Shamir. Like I say, man, you you get in there now, especially if you can start hustling and bustling and getting in there now. Right now, people are scared shits, right? And there are some companies that are still open, businesses, plants, factories. Not everything is shut down. I mean, if it's shut down, then what can you do? Wait till it start back up. That's the most you can do. But if you can get in a place, get in a place right now. Just educate them. Do your research on the corona flu. I don't mean you have to turn into a corona investigator. That's not what I'm saying. But just get some data based on the internet, and you'll see what I'm saying is true. It has the same symptoms as flu-like symptoms or cold-like symptoms, right? So you once you make them feel ease that you know what you're talking about and you can back it up with, maybe some factual, some paperwork, some data on it based on your research. They'll be more prone to listen to you more, be more prone to open up with you and let you in, that type of thing. And that's what I had to do, you know, because I don't want them to close the business down. When they close business down, we lose revenue, right? At least whether it's long term or on a short term, we lose revenue. So I don't want them to close down, just like they may not want to close down. So if I can educate them, unless they mandate it, like I say, if they mandate it by the state or by the government that they have to close, then they have to close. But if they closing due to fear, they may just need to be educated because the mass media, there's no way I can overthrow that in the social media, right? That's a lot larger than myself, right? But for the people that will listen to me, where I can prove based on research that I've done, then that's what I do. I move on and research, compare and contrast type of thing, and get them to see things my way. I want them to stay open. They want to stay open, and we want them to stay open so we can continue to clean and continue to build. Um, well, for Metro PCS or a chain store like that, T-Mobile, they're gonna make you go to um, the headquarters anyway. They're gonna make you go to corporate. Okay, so selling an individual store probably won't necessarily help you because they're gonna tell you that we're not the ones that's responsible for hiring a cleaning company. You're gonna have to talk to corporate, so they give you the corporate information. So it'll be up for you to try to sell corporate. But if Corona is what's going on and the stores are still open, it should be an easier sell, right? Once you get the right contact person, you can explain what you know based on research you've done about the corona. You just have to sell the fact that sanitation, disinfecting, you got to sell those points. You got to sell the points that allow you to get in there. You know, continue to have the place sanitized and disinfected. Yeah, they keep saying sending me to the regional managers. Yeah. Well, you might have to do research. So if they don't have any contact number, I mean they know how to contact. They should know how to contact the regional. But if they don't, then you have to contact the corporate, right? They give you corporate, um, and then you contact the corporate and kind of work your way down from there. You just let them know who you are, what it is you offer, and how you can be an assistance to them. Yep, yep. You just look up, Metro PCS corporate headquarters or corporate office, right? Or for any company, chain company, Chick-fil-A if you want to do restaurants or whatever the case is, right? You just look up, Chick-fil-A corporate office. They are in Florida. Oh, okay. Yeah, you just look them up, contact them. Um, it might not be easier reaching the contact person or the person that you're supposed to, the right department that you're supposed to, that may be a task for you, right? You might be getting transferred, but it's worth it, especially if you could get a chain of stores, right? So, um, anything worth having is definitely worth working hard for. So if you want it, work hard and you should be able to get it. Yeah, yeah. So I just want you guys to stay focused, man. I don't want you to let this corona to derail you. If it's a certain type of account that you're going after, that you prefer to have, that is your type of account, and you're not getting into it, be a little bit more flexible. Okay, be more flexible. If you like dealerships because you're an auto buff and you say all I want to have is a lot of auto dealerships to clean, and you're not picking up any auto dealerships, be a little bit more flexible. Look into some medical facilities, some dentist offices, and some chiropractors offices, some funeral homes, right? Look at, industrial buildings, right? Plants, that type of thing. Be a little bit more flexible, right? Because when everything calm down, then you'll be able to pick up those type of car dealerships that you used to. Okay. You just don't want to stagnate your income just because of your thinking. Okay. Also, like I said early on, guys, um, cash on deck or having reserves it means the world to a business and to a person. I mean, it must suck when you don't have cash and you can't do this because you don't have enough money, or you have to decide, well, I need to hold on to this money in case I have to do this, or I can't do this because I don't have enough money, or if I do this, then my daughter or my son can't do that, and this and this and that. Like I say, guys, you should always be running your business like a presidential campaign. But when your business start making money, again, stop trying to buy the material things, right? Save the money, especially your very first 1 or 2 years in. Your very first 1 or 2 years in, save the money. Save the money, put the money back into business or other investments. Okay. For an example, I got a guy that's in my coaching right now. I was talking to him. He said, Fabio, think I helped him get contracts, right? So I helped him get contracts. He made a few $1,000s. He took the $1,000. He purchased this auto course, because we on the coaching we talk about some of everything. So I told him that I used to broker cars, right? New and used cars. I used to be an auto broker. So I gave him a few pointers, a few ideas, a few websites he can go to. He bought this course. He's out in Cali, and he bought this course where he can buy used cars at auctions, fix him up, put a little money into him, do what he have to do, and sell it. And that's what he's been doing. He's been or buying from private car owners, right? That somebody, they just want to sell their car, they want to get rid of it. He buy it for a negotiated price, the way I kind of taught him to do it, or the way I suggest him to do it. He buy the car, for a little of this, boom, put some money into it, price it up, and resell it for a profit, right? And all he did is, maybe a deep clean on the car, nice little wash. I told him, hey, don't try to go after hoopties. You're not gonna get much for it when the people come on and take a look at it, or they want to see it. You're not gonna get much for it. So that's a way. That's a side hustle, right? That's a way that he can diversify his money, right? That's a way, because he liked cars. So we got in that conversation on a coaching call, right? So I say, hey, you go to an auction, buy low, sell high. That's the typical business measure, right? The typical business way of doing things, right? Or you buy from a private owner, they sell in their whatever car, Ford Focus or Fusion or whatever the case is. They're selling it pennies on a dollar. They're just trying to get rid of it. You got cash on deck. You show them, hey, I got this in hard cold cash. You buy it, put a little money into it, fix it up, flip it, and make a profit on it, right? Again, so that's what he like. I'm on Facebook, on my Facebook page. They mandating just recently that the hair salons have to close down. So, that kind of pissed me off, because you guys know I go to the shop and I get braided. So all my stylists, I send out a PSA. Hey, you guys better be open for me when I take these braids down and wash my hair. You better open your homes to me so I can come in and get braided. I gotta stay crispy. But again, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So some people, I've seen it on, even on the Facebook, some of the stylists, they gonna work from home, right? Because the shops have been mandated to close. Yeah, yeah. Barbershops and things like that. So you got to get creative, right? So your barber, if you got a cell number, your beautician, you got to hear, you got her cell number. You might have to go to her home, and get your hair done if you need it done, especially if they mandate that it's closed, right? So that's just the way it is. Like I say, you have to get creative, but diversify your money. Like I said, for a lot of you didn't hear me talk about this early on in the video. Grant Cardone, really popular business entrepreneur guy. Grant Cardone, a lot of people listen to him. I have my theories about Grant, but he didn't fire his whole staff. Grant Cardone. How long is the auto broker class? I don't know. I don't know. Love Grant's story. Hate his business. Yeah, Grant Cardone. He's he's a character. He's a character. But see, Grant move off of emotions. So Grant, he's built this brand and it's great. And I'm not here to down Grant because I went to his 10x conference before I seen that it was before I noticed what it really is. It's just an overpriced concert. So he had these people that we all know of. These your Kanye West. There's all of these top celebrities come out and you know uh, 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 athletes come out. And he sell these tickets. And if you've never been to the 10x conference, right? You sell these tickets and they do all the motivational talk, right? So you get super excited. You done seen this rapper that you never seen before, this ball player that you never seen before. They sell, and you get there, and the only thing that he's trying to sell you is to invest in Cardone Capital, right? So whereas I could see if they were giving you valuable information. It's nothing that they give you at the conference that you can't find here on YouTube, right? I could see if he had even like a coaching program where he'll bring you in and really teach you the ins and outs of real estate and but he's not offering that. He's selling the brand, right? Because we know who he is. He's selling the brand, and you go there, you get hyped up. You never seen Snoop Dogg before, this person before, so you're excited. Everybody is excited, right? And then the whole maybe 45 minutes of it, let's say it's an hour long, 45 minutes of it is fluff. This is why you need to do this. You can do it. You can do it. Well, hell, you could listen to Fabio tell you can do it. And then the last 15 minutes of it is where they want to sell you something. So you got 45 minutes of fluff, 15 minutes of we're gonna sell you this, we're gonna give it to you today at a discount that normally costs, this and this and that. I know how it works because I know marketing, right? I know how it goes, right? So, and that's what he do. And I'm not against that, but he gets you to come and invest in Cardone Capital, and a lot of your money is tied up. And if you read the reports following this video, just just type in Grant Cardone, go off Grant Cardone employees, Google it. It's not what I'm saying. Google it. He's then fired his whole lead generation staff, like to make the phone calls for him, right? And told them that they need to have their lawyers contact him. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This is really recent, really recent, over the last 24 hours, right? Said, hey, we just have your lawyers contact us, right? And this is employees. One of his employees on their Facebook page put out, "Hey, I just got fired from Grant Cardone. Is anybody hiring? I need a job." I swear to God, I can't make this up. I seen it on Facebook. I swear to God. Go to Grant Cardone on Facebook, right? I'm no cap. It's not me. So the thing is though, but Grant say he has all of this money, right? So if you have all this money, you should have a reserve. He's way bigger than me. He's way bigger than me, and I can still afford to pay my people that's not going to be working, right? I can still have reserve and afford to pay them where they can still make money with the mindset that the market, everything is going to start opening back up. Now, at least that's the way I'm thinking. So I can afford to pay him. He has way more money than me, and he's getting kind of spooky. You know why he's getting spooky? Because people that invested in Cardone Capital or Cardone Ventures, they're trying to pull out now. They want their money back. They're trying to pull out, right? So their money was tied up in Cardone. So now they're getting They're mine. So it's kind of like the Bernie Madoff thing, right? And if I was a gambling man, like I say, I'm not, I'm not trying to say this, I don't want Grant to see this and thing, but I feel like I'm on to something because again, I study things, I look at things, I see what's going on, right? And I feel like he's operating in a baby Madoff way, right? So, it's all this fluff. You could do it. He showed you his fancy cars, and all of that's good. It's good, right? But now, when the market's starting changing up, now all of a sudden you changing up. You're getting worried. If you watch this podcast, you can see him sweating a little bit. He's not as comfortable as cocky as he normally is, right? And it's an ex-girlfriend. I don't have anything for her. Can't do anything for her. But like I said, guys, just stay focused, man. Diversify your money. Don't worry about 10x and very, very fast or very, very quick. Right now with this downtime, if you ask me, Fabio, what should I do? She bored in this car. Yeah, she might be bored. There's nothing that I can do for her, unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah, it's yeah, can't help her. But like I say, man, if you guys ask me what to do in your downtime, I would say continue to listen to motivational stuff. Utilize YouTube. I mean, you know, do family times. Board games with your kids, with the family. Just get that whole family thing. Because when everything start opening up and you're back in business, things are gonna be a little bit more different. You're not gonna have as much time available to do the things that you're doing now. So value the family time that you have. Uh, read more books. Uh, when I pay them when they're not working, I pay them when they're not working because again, I look at things from a different stand. She's in love with your podcast. She's not even on this. I don't think. I don't even think she's subscribed to to my YouTube. Um, but no, I look at it from a different stand. I put myself in other people's shoes. So number one, I'm paying them with the mindset that this isn't going to be as long term as the media is saying that it's going to be, right? So they're very good employees. So I'm thinking like from this perspective, if I got good employees and I have a cash reserve, right? Me not paying them could do damage to their livelihood, right? Okay. Them, if they file for unemployment, if you got to work a certain amount of hours, number one, to even qualify for unemployment. Most of my people are part timers, right? I don't have a lot of full timers, so they wouldn't even necessarily qualify for unemployment. But let's just say for whatever, for the tense of this conversation, unemployment said, okay, you have to pay them because of this disruption. They still going to get a minimum of what they were getting paid. So they're going to get a minimum of what they were getting paid. Like you file unemployment, you're not going to get a whole paycheck what you would typically get. You're going to get a portion of that, right? And that might be only enough to pay your light bills and your Metro PCS bill, right? When the smoke clear. So I'm still going to pay them out because again I have reserves. I'm still going to pay them out. Um, they're still going to fill out the time sheet and stuff and submit it in, and paychecks still going to process it. And I do direct deposit, so it's still going to hit their bank account and hit their pay card if they don't have a bank account. Okay, so that's why I do that because I would rather have that person um, come back to me on a good foot opposed to not pay them and anything can happen between now and the time everything opens back up. They might be in a position where they want to come back and work, but they done lost so much. They card and got repoed. Uh, they're late on rent. Um, their children that got sick, they wasn't able to afford something. So I'm looking at it from a human perspective. Unlike Grant Cardone just closed everything, and he has way more money than me, right? Like he just closed apartments. It's different. He just closed different departments, right? It's all about your employees or just your top performers. Well, all of my employees are not just down. They're not down. A lot of my employees are still working. I have more employees that's still working opposed to workers that's not working. And the workers that's not working is only not working um, because it was mandated for that particular client to close down per the government, right? So, but all of my employees, the ones that are still working for the paycheck, right? So I'm not going to tell everybody not to work and just pay everybody, right? So the ones that's working is still working. The ones that's not working because of this little crisis are the ones that I'm taking care of, the ones that I'm using reserves on, right? So that's kind of how it's going for me. But that's why I'm paying them out. Again, I'm looking at it from a human perspective in regards to them being able to help their families and still be able to get by, opposed to because technically I don't necessarily have to pay them, right? But then they're good employees, and when time comes for me to need them again, they may not be in a position because they might be like, "Look, Fabio, I need the money, but I don't even have nowhere to stay because over the time that I wasn't getting paid, or whatever the case was, I lost my car. My car got repoed. My kids, this happened. This and that was going on, right? So they have all these different things. But if I can keep them afloat for a significant amount of time with the mindset that everything is going to open up, which I do believe it will very soon. Um, um, I do believe that everything is going to open back up very soon. Because they're speaking about April, at least out here, they're saying about, I think April 20th, stores are supposed to start opening back up. And then they come back with another false report and say, August or whatever the case is. So, how do you recoup that money? Well, again, I have what I like to call reserves, right? But I got money in different pockets, right? So I'm able to maneuver money. I do more than just commercial cleaning, by the way. So I have other business, I have other investors. My mentors share a lot of stuff with me. So I take that knowledge and I utilize it. So I'm able to, take money from one end and put it on another end to help if cash flow was dwindling or, I wasn't able to sustain myself. Right. So that's why I do, what I do. And that's why I tell you guys to have more than one income bucket, so to speak, right? And that's why I tell a lot of people, don't quit your job right away. If you got a job or whatever, stay with your job as long as you can. Me, my situation was different when I first started my cleaning business. But if you have a job, keep your job as long as you can and start your cleaning business on the side and grow and grow. Don't try to hurry up and 10x, okay? Or try to scale it too quickly because you might miss something, okay? So that's all I'm saying, guys. Just be very vigilant about that. A lot of the stuff that I'm saying is common sense. It's just not common practice. You know, um, to diversify. There's a lot of people that don't believe in diversification. They don't believe you should diversify. I'll never understand it. I personally believe in diversifying your money, having your money in different things, ventures, investments, different things like that. So it's up to you guys, though. But if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead and cut it short. It's already an hour and a half here. I think I'm in Flint right now, so I think maybe I can go to a gas station to get a coffee somewhere. I don't know what may be open out here in Flint. We just started struggling. You were attacked by another. Hey, email me hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail. Nah, we don't play that. We no. What? So what happened? Can you talk about it? Damn, they attacked my guy DJ. Hating. Well, again, you know how I think, DJ. Let's talk about it, man. Email me at Hollywood Janitorial, or yeah, with your number. They reported your. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. They reported your businesses. See, that's crazy. That's something I think I want to talk to you about. I think I could be able to get you to think a few different ways in that regard. And it's probably competition. It could. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a franchise behind it. Maybe somebody local to you. Somebody local to you. But I believe that it's done. And I wouldn't say even with that happening, I wouldn't tell people not to use social media, Google AdSense, or whatever the case is. It's still a good way to. It was a local company. I know who it is. Fucking bastards. Like, I don't know. I guess because you my subscriber, I don't know them. I'm always, and that's how it is with my employees. I feel a certain type of way. I feel connected to you guys. So when you guys been struck, I feel like I've been struck. I don't like that, but I can be shrewd and cutthroat, and I think a certain way. So I'm an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type of guy. You guys probably get that from me. I'm all about business. I'm all about maneuvering, outthinking the competition. So definitely email me, and let's have a little powwow about this. Let's have a little powwow about this. Oh, it's definitely fixable. Oh, trust. Yeah, it's definitely fixable. You know, it's definitely fixable. But you know, but that's what haters that's what haters do. That's what haters they big mad. They big mad right now. So that's what haters do. Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's definitely fixable though. And the crazy part is with the whole corona thing going on, it may take a even more time than it would typically take for him to fix it. But it could definitely be fixed. But see, the way I might advise him to move could be very, very dirty. Very dirty. I'm shrewd when it come down to it. But I'm on you guys' side. I'm on you guys' side. Is that allowed? Anything on the internet is pretty much allowed. It's all like fair game on the internet. Like you know, I mean, hell, DJ could have did it to them, right? It can happen to them tonight, tomorrow, right? Somebody can be campaigning against them, and all that stem from is jealousy, man. You know, it's there from jealousy. See, DJ probably presented himself in such a way that it's possible that the company could be making more than his company, but the way DJs present himself and his company, his brand, could intimidate a company that's making way more money than him. And I'm not saying that they make more money than him because I don't know what each company is making. But what I'm saying is, again, perception is everything. So he can be perceived and looked at on the internet because of the way he decided to build his brand and scale his brand online. He can be looked at as, oh, they making a lot of money because of the presentation, the way he's perceived on the internet. whereas the other company might literally be making more money than him. You know what I mean? But his perception is larger. You know what I'm saying? His perception is larger on the internet. So it's kind of like, damn, they looking at him like, these fuckers. I hate these fuckers. But we got to shut them down. And then they even went to his, maybe his website, or went to his, his Google profile, and then went to his, and they feel some of these. Yeah, I know they making some money. I gotta get them out of here, right? But what they don't know is they making more money than him, but his perception looks a certain way because of the way he put his business out there, the way he market himself, the way his online presence is. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I think, goddamn, they yelling out there. Flint is tripping right about now. Let me see. Let me see. This is crazy. Exactly. As soon as I fall back, I'll be only 60% of online market share. Right. Like I'm saying, in your area, as soon as you'll bounce back. Like I said, it'll take time. But if you want to talk to me about it, just email me your number. I'll give you a call, and we'll be able to chop it up and see some ways that you can maneuver that I feel that it might be better for you and conducive for your company. So yeah, 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 yeah. Flint is tripping. But Fabio is like, yeah, yeah, man. It's definitely like that. I think I need a coffee. You guys have any more questions for me? Any more questions for me? Again, guys, if you need me for anything, man, you got to put an estimate together, whatever the case is. You know, I don't have anything to offer to you guys, but I will help you. You know, get where you got to get to, best of my ability. Um, Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. I greatly appreciate you guys that watch, subscribe. They wait for me to email. I might get a lot of emails and calls. People say, "Hey Fabio, when you're gonna go live or when you're gonna put up a video." I thank you guys for being patient too. I got more regular videos. I got some older videos from when I used to have the other site to put up too. So I just haven't posted those videos. I'm gonna get them up though, for sure. But I just been staying on top of things, guys. I want you to do the same. Don't let this Corona stuff get you discouraged, and don't get stagnant. Don't get lethargic. Don't pull back or scale back. I need you guys to go out there full force. Get what you can get while you can get it. Okay. Get what you can get as long as you can get it. Okay. Don't be worried about what's closed down and what you don't have access to. Only work with the things that you can control. Only work with the things that you can control. You can control yourself. Whatever you can access, access. Whatever you can't access, don't worry about it right now. Right? There's no sense to worry about something that you can't control or that you can't access. Okay. Um, so, so that's that, man. Otherwise, guys, I'm just trying to get to the top, man. Hey, I hear you can email me. Email me your name and your number, Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. That's Hollywood Janitorial Serve is SERV at gmail.com. It's going to be in the description of this video too once I post it. So email me Hollywood Janitorial Serve with your name and number. Um, that's if you want me to call you directly. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at Gmail. And that's for anybody else that's on the live too. You got some ideas or you want me to kind of give you some pointers or what, different situations you got going on, you think, that I might be able to assist you. Just email me. If I can assist you, I won't lie. I won't have you think that I can do something that I can't. I just tell you like, hey, I need to get a little intel on that myself and get back to you on it. But if it's something that I definitely know that I could assist you with or give you some suggestions, I will. Okay. Yep. Stay safe in those Flint streets. They hype tonight. Yeah, yeah. That's I think they got into it with the desk clerk. She was a pretty friendly lady when I checked in. So I think I'm gonna go check on her following the video, make sure she's all right. But I don't know. People get mad. It's the weekend too, so it's crazy. But yeah, for sure. Otherwise, guys, go ahead, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, comment. Um, Hit the notification bell too, so you get notified whenever I upload a video or go live. Um, and just continue to pay attention to my community tab. I try to update there. Also, clean up the cash on Instagram if you want to join me on Instagram. Clean up the cash at Instagram. Clean up the cash if you want to join me on Instagram. Um, Otherwise, that'll do it. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. You guys take care.